The purple gem in Dio's back.
Yeah.
Is it still attached firmly to any statue material?
That's a very nice little question. I would say no.
Oh, interesting.
The short answer is no. I think that if you imagine like the hollow animals that you get at Easter made of chocolate, and that shape of a person was statue when it all crumbled away, revealing a person-shaped plant body of vines and such underneath. Yeah, that's the deal. And so the crystal, which was quite embedded into the statue before, is now embedded into plants.
Okay. So the crystal has moved on. I think while in the background, Juniper, Vimble, and Xana are reminiscing about the first time they met. Fortunato is like still trying to give you medical attention, and he says, where did the crystal go?
Who are you?
Sorry, my name is Fortunato. I'm a friend. Looking back at the party, like, I don't actually know how associated I want to be with these people. But I don't want to freak you out.
Yeah. Dio, because Fortunato is looking at the party, Dio also looks at the party and then looks back and goes, I'm Dio.
That's wonderful. I was just worried. And like Fortunato picks up the piece of the statue where the gem had been, inset, and it was saying like, "I thought we lost something important."
Are rocks usually important? And I think Dio picks up in one hand a piece of statue that Dio doesn't realize was Dio a second ago, and in the other hand just some like dirt from the ground.
Fortunato says, "May I examine your back?"
Oh, why? What's my back? Why? What's there? And Dio starts like trying to look over their shoulder and starts like turning around like a dog trying to chase its tail.
Yeah. It may be nothing. I'm just beginning to form a hypothesis that your mind may be stored in the gem.
Dio is like trying to reach their back, like with both arms, like one going up, one going down, and they're going, there's definitely something there. Should I take it out?
This could go either way, because I think Fortunato's like, I do want to learn what happens if you just pull it out,
right.
But also like I don't want to hurt you.
Right?
Yeah, that's fascinating.
I'm willing to put this on. I'm willing to just out of character put this one on record. I think you can't. I think it would be like the physical literal pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. I don't think you would be able to pull your soul out of yourself.
Yeah, it'd be like the equivalent of just like holding your breath until you die or something for a human.
Yeah.
But Fortunato wasn't there the first time the party reactivated you by fixing the gem connection. But this is just like putting two and two together. That's like the one thing that seems to be connecting the two body situations, and just glowing magic rocks in D&D world have a reputation. So I think Fortunato asks, "May I pull the gem out and see what happens? I believe it can be reconnected."
Oh. What do you think will happen if you do that?
I believe you will go to sleep.
Okay, that doesn't sound so bad. Follow-up question. What is sleep?
Yeah, it is. It is a restorative state in which you will not be able to experience the outside world.
Have I slept before?
I do not know. We just met.
And yet we are friends. Okay. Give it a go.
All right. Fortunato pulls the gem out of your back, as in the background you hear Xana us being like, I come on, there wasn't that much blood.
Yeah. I think that the vines, which have been so thickly knotted together, like ropes that like then wrap around one another again and again in thicker and thicker ropes to form like solid limbs and the shape of a person, just like disassociate like so many coils of just thread and just like fall to the floor in just a kind of a heap.
Okay, so yeah, we fully turn out the lights and like Dio's back to like the first time we saw them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Fortunato sees this, looks around like guiltily, like, oh no, I've murdered Dio, and then tries to put it back in before everyone gets mad at them.
Yeah, I think that putting it back in, like I think that a curious thing will happen where as they're holding it closer again to the pile of vines and plant matter and like leaves and twigs, they just the leaves and twigs seem to know what to do and start becoming the shape again. It's a bit like if you have like that magnetic putty you can get, where it's like, you know,
Yeah, ferrofluid.
Yeah, exactly. It resembles that a lot.
Perfect. So once you're back to like animate again, do you reset? Are you like, hello, I'm Dio? Or are you back to the conversation we were having?
Yeah, I Dio, the Dio's form completes reforming, and Dio kind of comes back with a start and like jumps a little and goes, "Oh my God, sleep is terrifying."
I apologize. However, we have learned something important. You retain some continuity even when the gem is removed. This is interesting and maybe even good.
Why would that be? Oh, right. Because then you could take my gem and smuggle me in to something like a birthday party?
How do you know what a birthday party is?
I do. And I don't know how I do.
That is intriguing. However, my concern was that I would be killing you every time I removed it. So I'm glad that's not the case.
I am also glad, but it also occurs to me that I know what killing is.
Oh, maybe I can access more interiority of the gem of yourself if I interface with it directly. May I attempt this?
What is interface? What is interiority? What else do you expect might happen? No, 3 will do for now. That's good.
Interiority is all of the things inside you that you may not be able to bring to the surface. Interface means I will touch your gem to my plasmoid slime and see if we can communicate more deeply than words can convey. And what was the last one?
What else might happen?
Oh, we may fuse into one person.
I'm so glad that Fortunato is a step ahead here, because I was thinking it and I wasn't saying it. Yeah, Dio like looks around at everything around them. Well, can you describe the scene for a second, like just the environs?
Yeah, I mean, so you mentioned picking up some dirt, so it seems like the party camped for a bit to give the Ron some rest, and maybe this is like in the background, you know, like everyone's sitting around telling campfire stories, and they're probably climbing back on the wagon now and getting ready to go back east. You can see in the distance the next biome, which is a beautiful beach.
Okay, nice beach episode finally. Yes, yes, my dream. Dio looks around at all of this and contemplates the concept of interiority. They think about the idea that they might have something inside of themselves, which could be called Dio, and there are things outside of them which aren't Dio. Then they look at Fortunato and they think about how Fortunato is someone, and Dio is someone, and Fortunato has something inside of them that is them, and everything outside of that is not them. And then Dio says, I'm thinking about how there's something inside of me which is me, and there's stuff outside of me which is not me, and how you're someone and I'm someone, and there's something inside of you which is you, and everything outside of you is not you. I think if the worst case scenario is that somehow we make something else, that's very exciting. Okay, give it a go.
Fortunato pulls out the purple gem again. Your body goes limp, and then they press...
As Dio's body goes limp, like the deforming plant statue face mouth is saying the word aces as they fall apart.
The rest of the party climbs into the wagon and snaps the reins for the Rons to go. And Fortunato says, I sure hope they don't need us while we're doing this. Oh, well. And then presses the purple gem into their goo and also appears to fall unconscious next to you.
Fantastic.
Last time on Dice Funk.
If you've ever paid any attention to mushrooms and the way that down here mushrooms connect over huge areas of space communicating with each other, you can get so much insight and understanding about a world and a space by connecting to those networks that spread out. You can find out about danger incoming before it comes.
This is the controversy that gets you kicked off the first research team, is you start talking about mushrooms, and there's a huge inner college rivalry between botany and mycology, and the mushroom people are like, listen, mushrooms aren't plants.
What if the lead singer of some 80s glam metal band was made of plants?
I think you're right with the 80s glam metal. This looks like someone who has their entire catalog is songs that are very clearly about cocaine.
As a side note, I'm just gonna put some subtext on the table. I'm pretty sure that Juniper really wants to be liked by this plant person.
All right. So we got sort of we got a bird person here. So we're talking standard issue bird person. You know what I mean?
It's a harpy, to be clear, because there are several bird people in D&D.
Yeah, I said bird person.
There are Aarakocras, Kenkus, and harpies. This is your classic Greek harpy.
Okay.
Yeah. What if you had a big bird, but it had a giraffe neck, but for a bird?
And it's punk.
But then there was a punk rock front singer.
Hello, I'm Gail. I'm the meteorology expert here at the Kalthinian University. And she's puts her goggles down to look cool to you because you're the only one who's not a fucking sicko, a billionaire sicko.
This is the first time Juniper has found a person that has something to say that isn't directly plants that Juniper actually wants to hear.
Yeah. This is Walter, they, them. They're an oceanographer. There you get right there as they are giving a presentation to the assembled donors, and they're saying, I am from 5th generation fisherman family. We are just crazy about the fish, the clams, the mussels, the shrimp, the barracuda.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a trophy for something dumb. If I wanted that trophy, I'd have it.
Juniper, grabs Gale and sort of shakes enough to go, we need to run and leave, and motions Gale to start flying out.
I didn't do anything. All I did was go on stage and start talking. I didn't touch anyone. I didn't drug anyone. I don't understand why you guys are making this assumption.
All right, so they assume that something happened, something dark and magical happened to your family. It disappeared your parents.
And I'm traumatized.
Yes, and there was some kind of lingering effect on you, and you're a victim as well. But also, they don't fully trust you, and they're scared of you, so they send you away.
make sure that place is safe and looked after when I get up there, because I want to see it look as nice as I imagine it's gonna look when you get up there.
We should invent a new kind of weather.
Oh, what's it gonna be like? Tell me what it's gonna be like, and I'll keep an eye out.
How about a spore storm?
If I see one, I'll say hi.
Or sporm.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. We take our chance and start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses, but we don't need the heat. A chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning down. But we're a bonfire, we keep putting in.
So last we left the adventure, the party escaped from Dumah Farm on a stolen wagon. We're now doing full Oregon Trail shit. You're going east. In front of you stretches a beautiful beach. Last episode I said it was 100 miles long. I thought that was like a fanciful fantasy size. Then I googled longest beach, and it's 150 miles. So my imagination is just dwarfed by the reality of this stupid planet.
Did you know that there's beaches who have sand that sings in real life?
Like the wind makes a singing noise on it?
Every time you take a step, it makes a little singing sound because the sand rubbing against itself makes the sound.
See, that's the shit where I was like, oh, that'd be a fun fantasy conceit, and then it just exists.
It's
and
real.
It's like,
Yeah, this is the reality. No matter what we create, it exists, or someone invented it first.
yeah. This is a lot less depressing, though, when I would bring up things like in season 4, and people will be like, that's a fucked up evil thing you made up, Austin. I'm like, no, that's just the law in America. But yeah, so behind you is Dumah Farm. In front of you is a beautiful beach. And last we left the adventure, you were reminiscing about the first time you met. We saw Juniper promise to find Gale, the harpy in the new world. And she said she was going to try to invent a new kind of weather, the spore storm. And coincidentally or not, that is when on the horizon in front of you, you see a cloud of spores rise up.
Heck,
I mean, that could be
how
anything.
coincidental.
Maybe it's the other way around in retrospect, where you see the spore storm and that kicks off the reminiscing, because the last episode wasn't scripted. We literally just rolled and just like stuff happened and it just worked out.
So what you're saying is last episode is 100% my flashback. That's my episode. I own that one now.
Yeah. So in fact, we actually have to start talking about Juniper. A very Laura heavy episode. You have gained a level because of your guts. Why don't you tell us about your guts?
Yeah, I put some weird guts in me and gained a level in a multiclass thing, which required having to learn how to multiclass, because I've always known that's a thing you can do, but I've never actually done. So Juniper is now a level 2 druid and a level 1 cleric. There's a few things that are nice there. They use the same kind of hit dice for cleric and druid. The same modifier is used for doing spells, which means that I'm not having to split my stats too much. But yeah, Juniper is now a plant-based druid who also has some death domain cleric magic going on, which seemed appropriate given death guts.
Yeah, that rules. How does your do your guts like manifest in any way? Like is it do they come out? Like what happens here?
Yeah, I think for Juniper it's a lot more understated. Like, I don't think Juniper's rocking around with like, you know, venom from the Spider-Man movies whatnot happening. Like, I think that if there's any kind of change to Juniper's appearance, maybe some dark patches of fur starting to come through. But nothing too over the top or like, oh, you've got weird intestine magic going on.
I saw some commenters saying that Xana and Juniper should switch because she has nature and you have death when it feels like it should be the other way around. But that's what I love about it. It's so good.
That's the thing. Like, I think Juniper probably at some point would have the passing thought of, we should have the other ones. But also, and we'll get to this in a bit, I think Juniper recognizes this is maybe the one she needs right now. So yeah, I think if anything, there's maybe a little bit of visual Shadow the Hedgehogging going on, of like a little bit of a slight lean towards the visual edgy, but not like that extreme.
Is one of your bunny rabbit ears covering one of your eyes?
Okay, maybe we have one ear doing the emo hair flute.
I just love the term visually Shadow the Hedgehogging, which is
I mean,
powerful.
I don't know how better to go anthropomorphic animal that's a bit of an emo.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should go like full, like, I feel like this trope was like, maybe it's still a thing, but like just like OP evil version of like a established character who like their like big like conflict is like self-discovery, and they're like, I don't want to be evil or good, I just want to be myself, you know, sort of like a Dark War Greymon type arc.
Everyone knows Dark War Greymon, the classic example everyone goes for.
Well, I mean, name a better one.
So yeah, should I talk about some of the mechanical-y things I have now that I'm multi-classed as a Death Domain cleric?
Or we could keep talking about Dark War Greymon. Either way.
Or Shadow the Hedgehog, which comes up like every 5 episodes. I go to name the episode, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be a hedgehogification. Oh shit, no, I did a hedgehog title 2 episodes ago. It's constant. But yeah, Laura, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've got some additional spell slots. I've now got 4 first level and 2 second level spell slots, despite the fact that I can't learn second level spells yet. But I can do my first level spells at level 2, so ooh. One of the things I have now is proficiency with martial weapons. I've got my cool new staff, which isn't technically part of the level up, but it is relevant to how I picked my level up.
Yeah, we need to talk about this rod, because I said there was an iron rod in the reliquary, and you pulled it out. It was just like the shard of the Yggdrasil in the last tomb. There's like, it seems like the structure is there's an item and an organ in each of these things. But the word rod to me has a lot of like religious connotations that I don't know that everyone in the audience shares. So I probably should like explicate. When we say rod, we're thinking of specifically like in the biblical sense of like spare the rod, spoil the child. There's like metal striking staffs that represent power. And you know, a spell you've had and used quite frequently is Shillelagh, which I believe the word Shillelagh is literally just rod. I believe these are like the same concept.
That seems about right. So yeah, I now have a big metal hitting stick that always has Shillelagh active on it, so I don't need to be using my turn to cast Shillelagh as a cantrip, which has freed up a cantrip slot. So I now have Thorn Whip.
Yeah, I'm reading now. A Shillelagh is a wooden walking stick, club, or cudgel. So this is basically the same thing except metal instead of wood. So now, also remember when you can like when you grab it, you can like turn it, you can flame on, like in the Fantastic Four sense. It can burst into flames, which gives you the cantrip light. And also it's just a strong ass weapon, so you can just start crushing people with this sick ass staff. Yeah.
And the last couple of things I can do is as a Death Domain cleric, I get to learn a free necromancy cantrip from any spell list, which I'm learning Toll the Dead. And when I cast necromancy cantrips that target only one creature, I can instead target 2 within 5 feet of each other. So I can now do necromancy magic at multiple targets, which is pretty cool. And I got a couple of other cantrips as a cleric. I now know Spare the Dying, Guidance, Word of Radiance, and a couple of first level cleric spells. I know False Life and Command. So that's me now. I've got some cool death magic rocking around.
Okay, so the whole party's on their Oregon Trail wagon heading east. Farm behind you, ahead of you, beautiful beach with a rising spore cloud. At your feet, like amongst your supplies and equipment and so forth, are the bodies of Fortunato and Dio, who are going to be unconscious this episode. Not much to say there. In the cold open, we learned that they're doing an experiment to learn more about Dio's self and Dio's crystal. We'll find out more about that when Sophie gets back next week. In the meantime, what do you do?
Juniper's instinct is to try and get a sense of is there some element of Dio that was before and still is, that is a consistent thread? Like, you've replaced all the parts of the ship, but the wheel's still there. That's still the original wheel. That sort of thing.
Medicine checks from people who are looking at Dio.
Botch.
Oh my lord.
Hold on 1 second.
I got a 14.
Hold on.
Juniper is a little bit distracted by all the death flowing through her.
20. Oh.
Anything
Not
weird?
20.
Oh,
Not
wow.
20.
Oh, come on. Can we not crotch?
Not 20 plus 2. Thank you.
We just started. This is the first roll. Have mercy on me. We have a botch and a crit. I
I
don't
got
even
my
know how to
head's
handle
in there.
this.
My head's all the way inside of Dio's chest plant cavity.
Do the botch and the crit balance each other out so that we just get Vimble's nice 14?
What? Don't negate my crit.
There's so many different ways this could play out. This is the nightmare of this show, is that everything's on the table. I will say that Sophie isn't here to answer all the questions. I will simply read a message they sent me. Because remember, this is Sophie's whole thing. I didn't make up the new ones or their style or anything. So a message Sophie sent me was, "The ship of Theseus simply got no brakes."
I Googled that real quick.
Yeah, ship of Theseus was the phrase I was looking for when trying to
Yeah.
describe the fucking boat. Yeah.
I suppose the answer is every 7 years all of our flesh is replaced.
That's a common misconception. I believe some cells aren't ever replaced. But yeah, I do understand what you're saying.
The content of those cells are replaced.
I wish someone would replace my content.
Yeah, I mean, maybe your cells aren't replaced, but I'm built different every 7 years.
R.I.P. to your grandma, but my cells are new as fuck.
Yeah. As someone who has just had oh no, something new has formed with me, and I guess we're one thing now. Got my sympathy there, Dio.
We're in full on motif territory now. What about the fucking botch though? What? Okay, no, I have something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spring it on you. Oh god.
Oh, are you doing one of these where you're just gonna do it later? Where I'll think everything's fine and you fuck me later?
I was. I would have put it more delicately, but yes, I mean it's exactly.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Cool.
I feel like you disproportionately punished Laura for her ones.
In Austin's,
Is it because you fear
in
me?
Austin's defense, I do this season just seem to be the one getting all the botches.
To answer your question, yes, I do fear you. I was editing a one shot I was not involved in, and you were, and I was like, "Oh, she's like this to everyone." you were just like, "Oh, I rolled okay. I demand that this, and this happen," and I'm like, "Fucking Christ!"
Oh wait,
So,
are there
yes,
any
terrifying?
Are there any parts of like Dio that are like still like regenerating or still like damaged in any way, or is it like it's just like the plants are like taking over everything?
I mean, so Dio is a plant person with some statue material hanging on. I don't know that it's regenerating. It just feels like a molting process. Like now that you think about it, casting your mind back, you don't necessarily know if Dio started as statue. Maybe that was something that happened to Dio along the way.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm just wondering if I can, like, help at all with, like, using, like, Tinkerer's tools.
Wait, can we give Dio like sick upgrades? Kind of like you know, some like flame stickers or something.
Yeah, like if it would it be like I try and do that, and then Sophie can decide when they come back to like if it's if that just like breaks right off as soon as they like wake up, or if that's just part of them.
I love the idea that you're like, can I roll Tinkerer's tools? And then when Sophie gets back next week, they have a grenade launcher for an arm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm thinking like, well, we can rebuild them.
Yeah,
you know.
Fuck it, whatever. Let's see. Let's ride.
All right. Yes. So yeah, I'm gonna try and use Tinkerer's tools, and I get a 13.
So above average, I think you can do something here. It's not going to be like the joke I made, like a grenade launcher. But
No.
when Sophie gets back, we'll run it by them and say that they are entitled to something here.
Yeah, so as we are sort of sprinting across the land and there is this spore storm visible in the distance, two things are going on with Juniper, I think. The first one is, are there any mushrooms around to communicate with and go, have we just like randomly like had a weird moment and this is just a randomly occurring spore storm? Do they just happen here, or is this not normal?
Yeah, that's a nature check.
Crit.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Juniper, there's so much going on here. Okay, so you look at this big spore storm, and it's coming up off the beach in a way that you're like, unless something is radically outside of my understanding, I don't think there are any mushrooms that grow on beaches like this. I mean, it's the new world. Who knows? Anything's possible. But with a crit, you're like, oh no, this is Gail's weather experiments. She's doing an experiment, but also like low key signaling for me because of that conversation we had. That's absolutely what's going on.
Heck
I will say though that this big cloud is like billowing up off the beach and like is spreading, and it seems pretty thick. Now the spores are like almost golden, and it's creating this cloud that's like obscuring the visibility east. So if the first research team is there, you can't see them, like they would be obscured by that. But there's this cloud here. The crit, so I was gonna spring this botch on you, but now you've crit, and so I feel like what happens here is there's a clash behind the scenes karmically, where the thing I was gonna do to you happens, but it's not as bad. So what happens is you hear a voice, Juniper, like right next to your head, and it says, "I am going to kill you, rabbit." And you turn and you see the tip of a scythe blade that is like poking up through. It's like poking through reality next to your head and like trying to peel open a portal from somewhere else. And instead of this blade teleporting like into your back, which is what I was going to do when you crit, it is instead struggling to cut through the air next to you.
Yeah. Can we speed up and get the hell away from that? That is a problem.
It seems to be traveling with the with the wagon. It's like the way teleportation works. It's magic, so
Yeah. Okay. Can I do any kind of roll to understand better what is occurring in front of me and what I can do about it? Because that's a whole thing that's happening there.
absolutely, that's Arcana, and so you're seeing this right now in the background. Xana and Vimble are like trying to customize Dio's unconscious body when suddenly this scythe blade starts cutting open the air next to you.
17 on Arcana.
Absolutely. This is great. So you saw the scythe in action. This is Laser's scythe made out of bone. And when it touched the ground parted to get away from it. And when it cut your skin didn't bleed. It just, there was just a scar as if it had been cut long ago. So this thing has strange properties. It seems to not be bound by physics the way most things are. And so Laser appears to be like trying to cut through to you. And I guess earlier I said, oh, it's magic and do whatever. But I actually want to specifically establish that the reason the portal is traveling with your wagon is because Laser is traveling east at the same speed. And you can turn back and look back west and see just like dots on the horizon as a whole caravan of wagons is now chasing you.
So is he like warping towards us with his scythe? Is that what's happening?
The idea is he can cut a hole open and we'll be able to like board your ship. But he's struggling now. I was gonna have it be much more quicker and more brutal, but he's like trying to cut through to you to attack you. But
have we rested since the last time?
No, that's the thing. Juniper got a level, so you got some new stuff, but everyone else is still, tired out. This is like the boss of this arc before the long rest.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So now this mad race to the edge of the world. You have the first research team in front of you, and you have the Dumah cult behind you. So you're trying to catch up, and you're being chased.
All right. Can I cast some spells?
Actually, roll initiative if we're going to start doing stuff like this.
I got a 20.
24.
14?
Get fucked.
That was very combative.
Sorry, I don't know. I just had to.
Now, an interesting thing about this fight now is that Dio is the best long-range fighter on the team with the Eldritch Blast cantrip, famously powerful and good, and that would be the ideal weapon for this situation. So, all right, Xana, you're up first. So the wagon train behind you is too far to attack directly, but right in front of you on the wagon, there's like a scythe blade sticking out of a hole, and it's like person's like trying to pull it down, laser like zipping a zipper down, like trying to drag the scythe down through the air and make a full portal. What do you do?
I cast Silent Image, which you create the image of an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon that lasts no larger than 15 foot cubes. So I'm doing us. And he's kind of far away. So you can use your action to cause the image to move to any spot. So I'm hoping to like in movies they're like, oh, which one is it? Like we're turned in two different ways. So hopefully that's giving us some time for everybody else. Just like, I don't know, help. Help.
Yep. I've played XCOM. I'm familiar with the concept. Yeah, the spell says
Thank you.
I make an investigation check to try to figure out if it's real. But that'll be on enemy turn right now. Vimble, what do you do?
Okay. How big is the hole that can I get like a dart in there?
Yep. Yeah, I think it's precisely that size is where we can throw things at each other, but we can't fully brawl.
Okay, dart is 15.
That hits, and then 9 total damage.
And then sneak attack. I also have to.
Oh my god.
3.
So 12 total damage as you wing a dart through the gap between the scythe blade and the hole like above where it's pulling down. So it's it's a very narrow gap, and you just nail it perfectly. It was a really sick throw.
I'm gonna be like when it goes, I'm gonna be like Zuko style redemption arc.
I will say, Vimble's a really good fighter. Really kicks our ass every time.
Yeah, you see why Juniper maybe didn't want Vimble dead. Would have been probably very bad for our chances of survival.
I don't think ahead. So
I mean, the cool thing about min-maxing is you min and you max. So dies from a single sneeze, unstoppable death machine. Laser recoils and says, "How disrespectful. I thought better of you, gnome."
I've come to learn that this place doesn't actually have law, and now I don't care about property and I'm willing to kill people. Anything's on the table.
Yep, that redemption arc in full swing.
Another one of Laser's heads says, I was going to hire you to fight the beast that stole our flock.
I mean, like, We can like work something. What are you talking? My parents are rich. Like this, like offends Vimble, and like he's like very like that makes him angrier.
Also, like that's clearly bullshit. He was going to murder you on a murder altar.
I mean, I don't know about that, but like, this is worse. He's calling me poor.
It's very hard to hire you after you've been murdered.
So, it's a 6. So I'm guessing that doesn't hit. I'm like too distracted by my anger.
Yeah, no, you fling one wildly at the mere suggestion. Laser says,
"This is more like me, like just like whipping at the ground, like the audacity."
Later says, "No, you fool. You were outlaws when you arrived. We could have hung you and used your bodies as fertilizer. We brought you to the cell to have a conversation. We were going to hire you to protect us, and you couldn't sit still for even a moment."
You couldn't have that conversation, without just locking us in a room and giving us no explanation?
I mean, I feel like this is a big drawback with like a cult of silence, you know what I mean? I feel like it's like an obvious problem that like you guys could have tried to like come up with some possible solution, like write something down?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We tried to ask you what was going on, and you got very angry at us for asking.
Yeah, it's on you.
You were not owed explanations. Your lives were worthless.
Yes, we were. You grabbed us and locked us in a room. That requires explanation.
No, so this is Austin. You lost home gang. Legally, Laser is correct. And this was your chance to get back the honor of the home gang. And you didn't wait for the people to approach the cell. This is like a classic trope of like the party gets put in jail and they break out.
But also, I think that our characters have every moral reason to go, you locked us up and didn't tell us anything, we left.
First of all, I think that we did a great job making your cell even better. It was made of wood and now it's made of rock. Definitively, you owe us money. Do we have money here?
You keep saying this and it's just simply not true. I want everyone to know
that. It is true.
It simply is not. The cantrip that Juniper
Roll
has...
persuasion.
I just want the audience to know that the spell Juniper has does not fix the wall. That's a higher level spell.
Oh yeah, no, Juniper did not fix the wall. We know this.
Roll persuasion. I know.
Okay.
20.
You can't use the dice to gaslight me personally.
I'm trying to convince Snake person.
I mean, Laser saw the wall.
Yeah, but I'm persuading. Never mind.
Yeah. I feel you where you're coming from. I'm telling you that persuasion checks can't make someone's brain stupid. Or brains,
surprised.
as it goes. God damn it. Because the whole thing about Laser is that you destroyed one of his brains, Juniper? Oh man, we're getting silly tonight.
Ooh.
Laser says, "I saw in the tomb the images of the new world, and at the edge, an uncreated plot of land where we can make our farm without threat."
Okay, well, you saw wrong.
Yeah. Wait, can I try to persuade this time? That no, he didn't.
I mean, this is deception. He saw the light show, the same thing you saw, which showed the stakes of the season. So this is deception.
I mean, wow, I rolled a 19, which turns into a 17. I thought that just would not work. It's the same thing for perception and for persuasion and deception. It's -2, which I thought would very much not work at all.
Even if the light show was a deception, you have taken our home from us now. We have no protector against the beast on the horizon. So we will chase whatever you are chasing, and we will catch you, rabbit, and we will devour you, and I will throw your bones off the edge of the world.
Excuse me, that's my rabbit, and you're not gonna fucking do that. Okay?
Look, there was a moment before you kidnapped one of our team and tried to murder them on an altar, where I probably would have just, run away, let you do your own thing. I really wasn't that bothered about you and your little farm. It was fine. I'm kind of a fan of farms. Farms are neat. They're good. They look after stuff.
You're giving this speech, and like to punctuate it, Laser rams the scythe forward at the illusion Xana made. So first I'm going to make an intelligence check to determine if the illusion is a success. So against your spell save DC. So what I have to hit is what your spell save DC is, Xana. I rolled.
Oh shit! Where the fuck is spell saves DC?
Crit, it doesn't matter. 23, you can't beat that at level 2 or 3. It's simply not possible. The blade goes right through the illusion, revealing it to be fake, but nobody takes damage on this turn. So you did buy yourself a turn. Juniper, you see the blade come through. It's the hole's bigger now. Like, he can reach through it, but he can't climb fully through it. But Xana's illusion is blasted off the wagons. And you see to the west, the caravan is getting closer, but to the east, the spore storm is getting closer.
Okay. Juniper is hoping to make it to that spore storm before anything else can get too much worse, and is basically just trying to do enough damage and attacks to play for time until we can reach the spore storm.
Yeah, you don't have vehicle proficiency, so that'll be animal handling to encourage the Rons, which we haven't mentioned in this episode. All these wagons are being pulled by Mr. Saturn from Earthbound, and that's just a fact of this universe.
Hooray! An animal handling roll that goes well for once. It's not the one that lets me have an animal, but 22.
Sorry, I just want to make a quick note about the Rons. They all sort of like they're all just like sort of like huffing, and like the sound they make is sort of like just like sort of like the like a cross between like a sort of like wheezing huff and like a moan.
Oh, very unpleasant.
You know what I mean? Sort of that vibe.
I do. Laura, what do you do to make the Rons go faster? You just hit the NOS button all Rons have.
As much as I like that, I think maybe flavor-wise, it's how would I want to do this? Using, like, maybe the flavor is using mold earth or something to create a bit of a downhill slope, to just sort of slope the ground enough that the Rons are running downhill now.
Oh, that's really clever. Yeah, good. And so the immediate effect of that is the portal starts, or like, what is becoming a portal, the rip that the scythe is making starts traveling back to the back of the wagon because you're gaining speed, you're like gaining distance, and that appears to be how this works. So like pulling ahead, the wagon is not only leaving the caravan behind, but also this portal. So that's good and interesting. We're back to Xana.
The Rons are like appreciative groans.
Not a fan.
Okay. I cast sleep on the Rons pulling the wagons.
Oh, interesting. What's the range on sleep?
90 feet.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Let's say that works.
Okay, 90 feet, 20 feet radius. Or no, 20 feet radius. Okay, 5.
Hypotenuse.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking math is for goddamn nerds. Who cares?
Hell yeah.
Hold on. 5d8. Okay. 16. So that rolled like shit. That's all right.
It's not great. Yeah, you put one Ron to sleep in the caravan. So there's like a dozen of these wagons, and they're all coming. One of them stops. So you see that they've packed up the whole farm because like their way of life is now ruined because they don't have the death guts or a brave adventuring party to fight the monster. They have put all of their pengmen and their all their stuff onto these caravan, and they're just going east now. But one of them stops abruptly, and that that's not nothing. You didn't devastate them.
Are they gonna stop to help their friend, or are they gonna let their friend die in the horrible spore nightmare storm?
That's a good question. I think probably once the Ron goes to sleep and stops, the people on that wagon jump out and like run up and try to wake up the Ron. I think other people look back and see that like there's not much they can add. It's not like, there's wounds to dress or anything. They just got to wake this thing up.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I'm just I feel like a goddamn broken record here, but I think I'm just gonna keep shooting darts at this portal.
All right, so because the illusion is gone, you do not have advantage, so you don't get sneak attack. Also, because you throw your weapons away, you have to draw them, and you can only draw one weapon per turn unless you take a feat at level 4.
I got you.
So you start with 2, but after that you only get 1.
I understand. Okay. Is it? Can I do anything else? Like, can I? I wouldn't be able to like do any types of like. I don't know if there's anything else I could do even, or that would matter. No, I don't think so. Would I be able to like hide on the wagon a bit and then try and like jump out to get like to get sneak attack again, or would that not?
Yep, you have cunning action as a thing you can do as a rogue. You got a level 2, which means you can use your bonus action to hide.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to try and use my bonus action to hide. That's a stealth roll.
Roll stealth.
Let's go. So that's 26.
Perfect. You're absolutely stealthy.
Yeah.
I assume you you duck down behind the Pengman, which Dio brought.
Yes. Perfect.
And now it's going to look like the Pengman's throwing darts. Sick.
And then I'm gonna like shoot a dart, and I'm gonna be like Pingman. You know what I mean? So Pokemon style. Okay, dart is 24.
That definitely hits.
So that does 7 total damage plus total critical damage is 2, so that's 9. And then I can still do sneak attack, right? So then that would also be another 6. So that's 15 damage.
So you've done all the damage in this fight. Once again, you wing a dart through the portal. There's a cry of pain, and we're back to Laser's turn. Actually, can you roll a dexterity saving throw for me, Vimble?
Yeah, of course. 21.
All right. So the Pengman sneakily tries to put one of its flipper hands in your mouth. But with a 21, you are not taken by surprise, and you do not accidentally ingest this living creature.
I'm gonna give it a suck anyway, though. Like, I'm not gonna bite into it, but I am just gonna like give it a little lick and be like, very nice. Because now Vimble is now a friend to all creatures, right?
Here's the thing: it's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you've ever tasted. Laser, because of the movement Juniper did, is gonna have to spend their turn also urging their Rons on. This is an interesting thing because I can't just immediately move the portal back. Let me roll animal handling. Laser is a farmer, so animal handling score is out of control.
So's mine, but it didn't help me much the last few sessions.
It's not helping Laser either.
Yay!
Sometimes it'd be like that. So yeah, you see on the caravan behind, Laser starts like yelling like faster, and the Rons are just like ooh, and they don't take to that, and the portal doesn't move. But then something truly terrifying happens, which is you see claws grip the portal, and something begins pulling itself through. This creature is kind of like Slender Man Tonberry. It has wings that seemed vestigial, but you know they're not. It has like gross matted green fur, and it looks at Juniper with hate in its eyes.
No!
Oh, okay. Sleagle's back. Cool.
I'm beginning to think he wasn't even going to give us a good job.
Here's the fascinating thing. As the Sleagle pulls its head through the portal, you see this fucking hate in its eyes, this white hot burning fury, and then you see Laser behind the Sleagle holding the scythe, and then you see the hate in his eyes, and then you look at the Sleagle and its eyes are like snake-like, and then they switch back.
I have a question. I get what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Can I convince this legal to hate the snake person?
Never in 1,000 million years. Never.
Because they're connected now? Okay.
Absolutely. In the same way that Xana is connected with the Ham sect. Yeah, absolutely. These two have more in common than you could possibly know. It's a deep well of vitriol for one specific Harengon.
I just wanted to make friends with this cute friend. What did I do wrong to you, Sleagle? What did I do to you?
The Sleagle just starts crawling out of the portal slowly. It's like on the back of the wagon, like hanging on with its claws, pulling itself towards you. And in 3 turns, you die. Juniper, your turn.
Okay. So, given that we had a good roll to speed up the our little cart, and they had a botch, which means that not only are they not catching up to us, they're falling even further behind.
Mm-hmm.
Juniper's instinct is going to be to look forward to the spore storm and try and work out, are we close enough that like another 1 or 2 good sprints towards that spore storm is going to get us in there okay, with a good enough head start that we're fine.
Yeah, if you can do another roll or spell that to some way increase the efficiency of your running away, you can get to the spore storm. But
I've used wild shape once this long rest. I can use it twice. I'm going to turn back into horse form and continue to help pull the cart forward.
All right, yeah, that's badass. Leaping off the front of the cart, turning into a horse in midair. I mean, or you have to like tie a rope around yourself, or like a harness or something, and then leap. And it's like a really sick move. I love this a lot. So you can pull away into the spore cloud, and once you do, the whole team is plunged into a kind of golden obscurity. There's just this cloud of spores is so thick and choking. Constitution saving throw.
13?
I got a negative. I think I botched and then I just got a -2.
Yeah, you had a -3 on a botch, which brought you to -2 overall. That's real bad.
I think down I go.
Wait, I love this because you're like, Zuko redemption arc, and then you actually don't take damage. What happens is you start coughing and you feel, ill just because there's so much of this stuff. It's hard to breathe. 13 and 16, everyone else saves. Vimble, though, in the dark cloud, you just like lose a sense of where you are, and you like reach out to try to steady yourself with the pengmen, and it tips over, and you just go with it, and you fall off the back of the cart.
Fuck.
We have to. Okay. Do I have anything? Can I use my ranger stuff to get this little boy?
Well, that's the question. So it's Xana's turn. Here's the thing: you put a good amount of distance between you and the caravan, so they're not going to immediately be on top of you. But you can't see very well.
They're following us in.
You assume he just said he's going to hunt you to the ends of the earth, eat your flesh, and throw your bones off the world.
Yeah, but you didn't say anything about spore clouds.
Yeah, like I don't know how committed to that he was.
He's extremely committed to that.
I thought that was just like tough talk.
I don't know. I thought he was just like, I feel like he's overreacting, to be honest.
I think he's gonna calm right down, honestly. Like, he just needs to like sleep on this.
I just don't see what the big deal is, and I think he's really overreacting.
Juniper splattered one of his heads with a rake.
Okay, but like he started it. It's
it
like,
happens. He has plenty of heads.
Yeah, first of all, they have way more heads. Second of all, they started it.
I don't think you're allowed to get upset about one of your heads being murdered if you were in the middle of trying to murder someone in that same room. I think at that point you gotta go, you know what? I got played. You beat me at that one.
Yeah, live by the sword, die by the have your head split open.
Once again, the DPS has found himself in trouble, and the Penguin goes with, and that is, Dio will be very upset.
No!
I can ignore difficult terrain. Does this count as difficult terrain?
Yeah, it would.
Difficult terrain doesn't slow my group travel. That's cool.
Sure, if you get Vimble and the penguin back on the cart, then you will move through the cloud faster than your enemies.
When you're tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their size, and how long ago they passed through the area, so I could, like, track him. So what would I need to roll for tracking?
That's survival.
No!
Oh my god. So you botched, huh?
Yeah. One.
This is great. So you see Vimble and the penguin fall off the cart, choking on spores, and then you, like, the veins, burst out, form that dress, and you're like, I'm just gonna go grab him. It's no problem. But you forgot that the Sleagle was still hanging off the back of the cart, and it, as it pulls itself up to chase Juniper, it just swipes your feet out from under you, and now you go falling. Dexterity save to not bust your skull on the ground as you fall out of the cart rough.
21.
Okay, I mean, you can paint a picture.
Swirl in the air and land like a ballerina on my tippy toes and grab the Sneagle.
Well, so you did botch, so you don't immediately accomplish. It doesn't undo the fact that you fell, but you don't take any damage as you pirouette onto the beach. Now there are no people left on the cart because Juniper's a horse. I guess Dio's fucking body. This is so good. There would just be like a 10-second shot of Dio's unconscious body laying there as you pull the cart through the storm, and the audience would be like, oh, "Is this it? Is Dio gonna wake up? Is Dio gonna save the day?" And then just Sophie isn't here, so no.
I just can't see anything, and I'm like coughing a bunch. Is sort of like where I'm at right now.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good. Okay. Can I is investigation something I can use to try and like find out where the card is?
That'd be perception.
Fuck. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna still try that, but that's not as good. 19.
Yeah, perfect. You can squint through the spores, and you can see the cart in the distance. It's still moving. I assume Juniper would stop at some point, so I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, you run away, and now they're doomed."
Juniper would be attempting to like make an arc back around to where everyone fell off to try and reconvene.
I'm gonna try and make my way to like where I would predict that arc would sort of like wind up at.
Can I get an animal handling to bring the penguin along? Because I think it looks through the darkness back at the group of people and says, you don't speak animal. The reason Dio can speak to the penguin is because of a warlock ability. So you actually don't understand the penguin, which I know is saying, maybe they'll eat me, and is going to try to walk back towards them.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I got a nat 20.
Perfect. Now the penguin is completely on board. What do? Do you just like show it some sauce and it's like, hell yeah, let's party?
No, I'm gonna like sort of like in like sort of like that like sort of cutesy. Can the penguin sort of understand me?
No, not without an ability or magic.
Okay, because my plan is to sort of like bring him back to like one of the like rich people eyes wide shut parties, you know?
Oh my god! Yeah, how decadent! Oh my god!
So I guess like I'm just gonna like pick him up by like just like by his like foot and like sort of like swing him over my like shoulder, like I'm like and just sort of like this will be the centerpiece of the feast.
Okay, so you're a gnome. I've been picturing this penguin as like your size or bigger, but I don't know if I have to adjust. Oh
yeah,
that.
You're right. I guess I can't do that. So I mean, I'm gonna like sort of just like, I mean, maybe I'll just like sort of take his fin and be like, come along.
Okay. Do you give the fin a little suck?
Oh, I'm gonna nibble a little piece off. Like that's gonna give me the resolve to keep me going.
God.
And then I'm gonna take a nibble, and then I'm gonna be like, soon, not quite yet.
We're all taking sanity damage IRL. All right.
Yeah, I want to like feed it like a bunch of like I want to like make like foie gras here.
So Vimble, you start making your way back to the cart. Mari, Xana is safe on the ground, but the cart's circling back. So it is Laser's turn. One thing happens is that the Sleagle gets closer to the front of the cart, is gonna like try to crawl up the horse harness to just touch you, and you will die. Also, suddenly the scythe bursts through the air again and starts pulling down. Even though you've gotten away from the wagons, the whole caravan of them, Laser wants to kill you and is trying once again to re-enter the fight. So I'm going to roll here to see how well he does. 13, that's just above average. So once again, the scythe bursts through the air, but doesn't get a nice clean cut the way he would need to instantly join the fight. Juniper.
So Laser's trying to come through a portal again at me.
Correct.
Can I see any of Laser through the portal?
No, not. In fact, let me establish that it's not by you because he can't see into the obscuring cloud. So if anything, it's just in the middle of the beach, and the spores are so thick he can't see out very well, and you can't see in very well.
Okay, so this isn't a case of, once again, there's a scythe like two inches from my face coming through.
No, if I had like crit on that check, I'd say he like ripped open a hole and now he can fight Xana on the ground. That's really more what happened.
Because I was wondering whether I could see, because I was considering using command, but I doubt we've got line of sight here. Right, so neither of the other two is on the cart right now. What can I roll to try and find them and get them back on the cart?
I think I just want athletics as a horse to run fast enough to pick them up, is what I want.
Athletics. Do I get better athletics as a horse?
Demand it. Don't ask.
10.
Yeah, with an average, here's the thing. You can pick up Xana or you can pick up Vimble and the Penguin. Whoever you don't pick up may have to duel Laser.
Of the two, I would be more concerned about Laser and Vimble having a one-on-one, because Vimble is very squishy, so I'm going to pick up Vimble.
Yeah, I can also probably do do some damage to this this thing that's trying to get you.
Exactly. I trust Xana's ability to not instantly get murdered with a single hit on the ground.
It's true, but I only have 12 HP instead of 22.
I mean, that's more than 4.
That's true.
5.
5. Sorry.
Oh, big man.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
So the image is Juniper is a horse. You start pulling the cart. You actually blow by Xana, who is like wreathed in the cool veins, and you have your rapier out, and you swing around, and you can get Vimble and the Penguin to jump on, who now are on the other side of the Seagull, because this thing's still coming for you. So there's now like 2 fights. There's the Seagull on the cart with Juniper on one side and Vimble on the other. So you have like it's like a 2-on-1 from opposite sides. And then now, Xana, you're standing on the beach as Laser rips through. And it's just 1-on-1 there. So these are 2 like different showdowns to end this boss fight in the middle of this obscuring spore storm.
All right, so I'm still in the spores?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so all of my veins are just like whipping around. And so is my hair. My hair and my veins are whipping around, and I got my sword. And it just, like, you can only see the outline of it. So I got like crazy killer good looking legs, and then just crazy hair and like vein tentacles everywhere whipping around. Like you only see like it through shadow, because you're in the spore storm.
Or spawn, if that's easier to say.
I wish I could say I have glowing eyes, but that's not part of my character. But if you want to imagine red glowing eyes, please do. And then I cast Minor Illusion, and I make it to be the call of that big monster they're so scared of.
Yeah. So that call echoes through the sporm. I will have to roll for them on their turn to see how they feel about it. But Vimble, you climb back up onto the cart with the Penguin. You see the Sleagle in front of you. It's crawling up to the front of the cart and is going to begin climbing up the reins to touch Juniper. What do you do?
This is a really badass fight, Austin.
Yeah, you made a cool set piece.
Yeah, this one's really cool.
Yeah, I like this. So yeah, I'm going to try and get at this this Sleagle. Can I like hide first and then do it?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna try and stealth it. I got 19 in stealth. I don't think the Sleagle sees me, and I'm gonna try and short sword this guy. So I do 7 with the short sword.
That's gonna miss, or rather, I think you swing and it just hits the body and it doesn't react. You don't know if it hurt or anything. Maybe it's like pain its pain sense is just extremely dulled because of how focused it is, but you do not make any meaningful progress on it.
No. Okay, and yeah, I guess that's all I can do, right?
Yeah. Now we're back to Laser's turn. Laser pulls open the rest of the portal and is going to fight Xana, but I need to roll. I'm going to roll investigation for the halfling cult to see if they're scared of that monster noise. Here we go. 19. Yeah, I nailed it.
I have a spell save DC of 13. What does that mean?
The tie goes to the roller. So they understand that it is not real coming from the Spore Storm because the creature is behind them. I could have said they have advantage on that. But yeah, I did. They don't buy it.
Oh well.
Now Laser's gonna take a swing at you, Xana.
Are they still like a little spooked though? Are they like they're kind of like? Ugh.
Did that freak them out?
I mean,
emotionally.
From inside the Sporm, you actually can't see the whole caravan, and it's still trying to catch up, so you don't know immediately their reaction to it. I mean, I assume some people are probably scared, just not enough to significantly, destroy their morale.
Can be like a couple of them are scared, but then like the other ones are just like, don't worry, and they like sort of put their arms around them, and they'll be like, it's okay, and then they're like, okay, and then they all go in, and they keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all the halflings start reassuring each other and like patting each other's shoulders, and there's a look that passes between them because they don't talk. They're part of it. They have a vow of silence.
You're right.
But then they all look at each other, and their faces, you can clearly see them thinking, wow, we're really the good guys in this situation who were wronged by these fucking psychos.
Yeah, they're like, why would someone do that? Why would someone be so cruel? Do you know how many brothers and sisters we've lost to this beast?
23, Xana.
Oh, that hits for sure.
7 damage as laser swings the scythe at you, and the duel in the cloud has begun. And it burns like hell, but you do not a drop of blood. Instead, you just have a scar.
Why did you do that? Is this a scar?
Oh my god! I didn't even think about this. I was if you get knocked unconscious, we're absolutely giving you a fucked up scar, and your self confidence is gonna be so fucking shattered. Juniper, you're a horse. What's up?
Okay, can I go sprint and grab Xana?
I think if you do that, you die because the Sleagle is behind you and you're out of time.
Yeah. In that case, Juniper is going to try and detach as a horse from the wagon with the intention of getting enough distance to be able to transform and attack the Sleagle safely.
So because the way you did this was basically like tie a rope around yourself, jump and transform. I don't know that it's even very like sturdy. Like it's not like it's like lashed in there properly. I assume if you just like turn to the side, you can just yank it out.
Yeah.
Is that how you're picturing it being attached?
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, if you just want to rip the reins off and just run away, the Rons will continue in one direction, taking the cart with Vimble and the Sleagle in another direction. So then, yeah, you can separate. Then you want to change back, you said, or what do you want to do?
I think turn back, because I think Juniper's next turn hope is do some really fucking big leaps as a rabbit and sort of get back to the cart, but this time in a form that can cast big magic at the Sleagle.
Also, I'm picturing this now, and if you're in front of the the wagon, you're running as a horse. If you change back, like you could just you'll drop out of the harness without having to damage anything. And I also think that it's just visually more interesting because you'll like fall, and when you hit the ground, you'll use your rabbit leap away. I just think it's like that's a cool.
I think that works so long as like I'm not going to transform and suddenly, oops, I've been run over by the cart I was pulling.
No, I assumed you would go to the side before transforming back. But also that does preserve your bonus action if you have one of those. I don't know if you do.
So does the Smeagol have a reason in its mind for why it hates Juniper so much?
I've seen a lot of listener theories that like, oh, Juniper has something in their backstory, or there's like this thing about nature. And to me, it's just more interesting if it's like the Pulp Fiction suitcase and we never fully understand why. I mean, we know why Laser hates Juniper, and now that they found each other, it's a vicious cycle of reinforcing hate between these two characters now.
Why? The only good character.
Because Juniper's not allowed to just have a nice go to a place and learn things. It's not allowed. Best I can tell, I don't have anything that's a bonus action that would be useful for me to do right now. I'm just going to wait until next turn to leap back to the cart and do some big level 2 magic.
All right, Xana, your turn. You're still dueling Laser on the beach. What's up?
Oh, well, first of all, Xana's really upset. Where's this cut?
Up to you.
Abdomen.
Okay.
I was gonna pick something fashionable, but then I was like, no, I can't pick a fashionable scar. I use vicious mockery, and I say, is it really sad carrying around the dead body of your friend who was once a part of your body? It's gonna rot. It's gonna rot there. And you're gonna have to stay there and look at it every day until it falls off. Are you gonna cut it off yourself? What are you gonna do? You're gonna get sepsis. You're gonna get an infection from the death of your own brethren. They're gone forever. Can you feel it? Do you now realize that there's something missing that you didn't realize could be gone at all?
Okay, I'm going to take disadvantage because you just said the cruelest shit a Laser could hear.
This is not going to help us ever getting on well with this cool NPC.
I think that ship may have sailed.
That's a 6. That's a failure. Roll your damage, Xana.
3.
Not enough, but I mean, Laser kind of takes a step back just at the unrestrained viciousness of that. And you can see the tail, like the splattered headed tail that Laser has is like basically he's attached to a corpse.
Yeah, that's vicious mockery. Yeah, that has to be so brutal it causes damage.
Yeah, I mean, this is like basically a Bloodborne character now. I've been thinking about this as like you're attached to like a dead person forever. It's really, this person is like psychologically fractured now in a way that's not going to get better anytime soon.
Yeah, and I just made it worse because that's who my character is.
Ooh, I just thought of something. Is there any way that we can team up with the Beast that's like terrorizing them?
That was 100% a possibility I had for the whole quest where I was going to send you to hunt it down. But then Dio blew open the wall of the cell and that...
I'm sorry that we're so chaotic.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe like, you know, like as spite, we could just like go check out the Beast and be like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to get past the caravan of a dozen people coming to kill you, but it's your turn, Vimble. You are on.
All right.
You're on the wagon with the Sleagle. The Rons are pulling it east. You see Juniper hop away to safety. What do you do?
What's this Sleagle doing? Like, does it care about me at all?
No, absolutely not. In fact, when Juniper hops away, it was going in one direction. It just like turns, like 45 degrees and it just starts crawling in that direction. And looking at it, it's going to just plummet off the edge of the wagon if it continues in Juniper's direction.
I mean, Juniper, are you like, do you want me to do something with this, or like, I could just like go after Laser? Like, I feel like, you know, you're away from it. You can like put some distance and then do some 2-level magic on it. Second level magic. I don't know how to talk.
Now I can do magic in it. I can deal with the Sleagle.
I got you from like a distance, but I feel like Laser is kind of the more.
That's cool. You go for Laser. I will fight my mortal nemesis.
You two are having this conversation, and every time you open your mouth, it's just immediately filled with spores. It's horrible.
Are they at least the fun spores?
After this fight, we'll determine if there were any fun effects of ingesting these spores.
Can the penguin be like sort of like a barrier for me? Can I like have it like up like as like sort of like a way of like protecting myself from getting spores in my mouth?
Maybe. Why don't you roll an attack on one of the two characters?
Okay.
And we'll talk about what happens.
I'm gonna say I did nat 20 on animal handling. I feel like it should be my companion now, but
Oh, wait, did you?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! We just went right by that, huh? Did that?
Yeah.
Oh no! Are you going to be best friends forever with my mortal nemesis? Oh no!
No! Not the Skeeble, like the Sleagle, the penguin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that really? Oh my god! I completely didn't even notice.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back. I'm looking through this chat. I don't see this crit. Where was it?
I know I got like Vimble animal handling. It's right after I did the perception roll.
Oh my god, yeah, they're right there. Fuck me sideways.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to be bonded to the penguin forever? You don't have to.
I like this. Yeah, I think this is good.
Okay. So you team up. This is a duo attack now. Fuck me.
Yes.
One day I will have a cute
hell
friend
yeah.
who doesn't want me dead.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we can like, I can have like I like this a lot because I like the idea of like having like the like penguin then just being like chop off like a piece of your body to like cheer them up, to like give them like, you know, like some food or something, you know?
Oh Christ.
I feel like that's like a good that's good for Vimble.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Because the Pengman and you are now one unit, I'm gonna take initiative here for the Pengman and roll strength to shove, which is just a thing you can do.
Oh, okay.
24. The Pengman throws the Sleagle off the wagon and into the ocean.
Oh my god. Smeagol's just like I don't know why
Let's
it's so
go.
funny to me. It just is.
I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, which is like the first real attempt to put 5th edition rules into a video game, and everyone can shove at any time, and the Larian has just put wild amounts of elevation in the game, so you can play just like a shove build and just throw people off of cliffs constantly. You don't have to draw your weapon, just shove. It's great.
Oh, that rules. Okay, I mean now that Sleagle's taken care of for now, I'm going to do I have like a line of sight on Laser?
So I'm going to say disadvantage because you're in the Spore Storm, but that kind of makes it more dramatic, is that Laser's like stumbling back from Xana's insult and his back is to you and you want to put a cold one right between the shoulder blades.
That does mean that he doesn't have because his back head is gone. He can be like backstab now.
Oh fuck, karma.
Awesome. Okay.
We're the good guys.
Boom. Okay, so yeah, I crit on the dart.
So in the midst of this spore cloud, you're on the cart riding by while Xana just said the just most evil shit to Laser's face. He stumbles back.
I have more evil shit to do in case he doesn't die.
But he's facing you. He grips the bone scythe just like, oh, now you have to die. And then just thunk, a dagger just hits him like in the back. Just
yeah. So yeah, that would do 14 damage, base damage, and then 3 sneak attack.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Laser.
That's 17. Yeah.
Laser stumbles like confused, really, like where that came from. Like blood spurting out of his back. He turns and sees you, Vimble, on the wagon as it goes east away from him, and he looks at you. like unbelievingly, because he was like, you were just a chump. You got fucking washed. I was about to sacrifice you. And it's just like, fuck.
As I go by, I'm like, redemption.
And he's like, stumbling around, having been stabbed through the back, and also you hit him with 2 other darts. It's like you did so much damage in this fight.
Yeah.
And he's like, it looks like he's probably just dying, and he's stumbling around when suddenly the caravan breaks into the spore storm. 12 wagons full of cultists are here. So, do you jump on the wagon and flee, Juniper and Xana, or do you want to stick around and fight 40 halflings?
Flee!
Paint me this picture, because you've won this fight.
You should have left us alone. All I wanted to do was walk on through. You've only yourselves to blame. Intimidation or I really just want to make it feel like they realize it is their own fault for attacking people. I want to really just make them lose all hope and believe in themselves.
Yeah, roll intimidation.
Nat 20 plus 4.
Boom.
Laser turns and walks into the ocean.
Oh. I wanted to see if Vimble could grab his scythe. I realize it is like twice his size.
Oh, okay. So he turns and runs into the ocean. It's so devastating.
So the Dumah caravan has arrived at the spore storm, right? Like 12 wagons burst into this cloud, and they would be facing you down in some kind of, struggle to the death. But they see Laser walk into the sea, and they set about retrieving him and the Sleagle, who's also thrown into the sea, giving you time to escape. Now, because this is difficult terrain, they move at half speed. You move at full speed, so you're doubling the distance they cover. And also just because of the devastation you just wrought on the Laser, he's going to need time to recover. So there is no expectation that they're going to catch up anytime soon. You all have won, you've gotten away, and if they catch up, it will be at a much later date. So that's good. Eventually, you all get back on the wagon, continue east, leaving your defeated pursuers behind. And when you emerge from the spore cloud into the beautiful, fresh light and air of the beach, it is like waking from a nightmare into the most beautiful reality. It smells wonderful, like clean and light and
Beach episode! Yay!
all ahead of you, as far as you can see, 100 miles of beautiful white sandy beach. The ocean has a greenish tint to it, which is interesting, but you don't know why that might be. And you look south where the water goes, and it just goes on seemingly, for miles and miles. And then to the north, there is some other biome, but neither of those are of interest to you because you need to go east. What do you say or do?
Juniper's first thing is looking around to be like, aha, we got through the spores. Is there anyone I recognize anywhere nearby?
Exactly. This is, yes, perception.
9.
11.
18.
Ooh.
11 and 18, the group passes. You see, because the spore storm was like spreading out and covering the beach for quite a distance there, you couldn't see what was on the other side of it. But now that you are on the other side of it, you see kind of like a trail leading back to its source. And you can pull the wagon up next to it, and you see that there is some kind of machine, some kind of mechanical contraption, which seems to be responsible, and you recognize it immediately, Juniper. You saw Gale employ this very thing in front of the investors at the university when you met her. It appears to be damaged, like there's a crystal in it that's cracked, and it's abandoned. And you do not see the first.
It was like typical.
You do not see the first research team, but you know they were here, and you know you're catching up.
Okay. Any sign of which way they may have gone?
I'm not going to make you roll for that. I'm going to say, even if there weren't tracks, which there probably are, they're going east because they saw the same message you did in the jungle tomb. So everyone's going east.
Okay.
Can Vimble try and disassemble the machine and like get like take like I don't know get something cool out of it?
Oh, sick. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay. 12.
So you've rolled 2 really interesting rolls, this and the Tinkerer's tools earlier. So take the week to think about what you want out of this machine and what you want to offer to Sophie when they get back, because those are 2 big question marks.
Okay.
As you pull something out of this machine, you hear a voice.
Hello, everyone who is not me.
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. I take a chance, we start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses. We can feel the heat, the chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning, might be burning down, but we're a